Hi there. My name is Mary Leffler. I'm the director of the Logan-Hocking County District Library, and I am so thrilled to be invited by the Hocking Valley Community Hospital to present on wellness, specifically how books affect wellness. Now, of course, being a librarian, I could tell you that books are the ultimate solution to many health problems. Now, we know it doesn't solve all health problems, but if you are a reader, you know that books are wonderful. Books are a de-stressor. I know with the pandemic going on, I have found myself reading a lot more fictional books than my normal nonfiction books. I enjoy reading fiction books and being taken away to other places. In fact, right now I'm rereading a series called At Home in Mitford, and I'm rereading it because I love Mitford. I want to visit Mitford. And the only way I can visit Mitford, since it's a fictional town, is to reread the books. Now, I want to, now I'm telling you what I like, and I'm sure that, what I said maybe made you think of some stories that took you away to maybe other continents or other lands. Let's talk about some actual studies done by universities and medical, facilities that, really proved on what reading can do. So first of all, let me talk about a study that took place. This was in England, in Sussex, and the University of Sussex wanted to know, does reading really reduce stress? Now, common sense, we know that it does. But according to their study that happened in 2009, reading regularly can reduce your stress up to 68%. And it doesn't take that much time to start that reduction in stress. So Dr. David Lewis found that just 6 minutes of reading, even if it's a newspaper, physically causes your heart rate to slow. It makes you relax. It reduces muscle tension. So, I mean, that's not a surprise to me, but so 38% of adults that were polled in another study say that reading a book is the ultimate stress remedy. Now, there's more studies out there than just a study on reducing stress. There are other studies that have actually proved that reading can slow cognitive decline. In other words, when you get older, sometimes you get a little absent-minded. And if you've, listened to the news and other things, you can find out that doing puzzles and maybe doing crossword puzzles or circle, puzzles where you do word searches, that can, they encourage seniors to do that. But reading does the same thing. There was a study that was performed by the Rush University Medical Center. This is in Chicago, Illinois. This study happened in 2013. And they found that reading, along with the other things that I mentioned, can slow the advancement of dementia. Now, dementia's, scientists are still studying dementia and what it does, but we know that they find that people with dementia can have lesions on their, not legions, but lesions on their brain, and other issues, hardening of the arteries can cause dementia. But reading, for some reason, they think it stimulates the brain in some way that it keeps the neurons active and therefore slows down the physical aspects of dementia. Now, the third thing I found in my research is that reading can improve your sleep. Now, there is a caveat to this. It depends on how you read. Now, we already know and have discovered that we've been told, do not open your smart device at night. I love to read on my phone. I have, and I'm going to put a plug in here. If you have a public library card, you can participate in the Ohio Digital Library. In fact, I'm going to read a book from the Ohio Digital Library for you, and you can check out books for free. You download the Libby app. Your library card number is your username, and your PIN is the last 4 digits of your phone number that we have on file. And then your whole world is open to all these e-books and also audiobooks that you can check out for free. So I check out all the time from the Ohio Digital Library because I love having everything on my phone. But reading on my phone at night is not good because we know that the blue light that is emitted from electronic devices reduces the amount of melatonin in your system. So if you want to read a book to improve your sleep, you need to read the good old-fashioned paper kind of book. And we have plenty of those here at the library. And by the way, I want to put another plug for the library. The library has curbside service now, like a lot of other entities have started since the pandemic. We're open, but if you are kind of hesitant to come in, reserve your materials by calling us or logging online to hocking.lib.oh.us using your library card and the last 4 digits of your telephone number as your PIN or password. And you can reserve materials, call and make an appointment, and we will walk the books right out to you. You don't even have to get out of your car. All right, another thing that I found that there was a study on, and I had never thought of this, but once I read about it, it made sense to me, is that reading can actually enhance your social skills. So, and you're thinking, well, how can this? Do you read so you know the proper party lines? Well, you can if you want. There's books back there, I'm sure, on that. But I'm referring to, the study at least was referring to that, this was published in the Journal of Science, that when you read books, if you read a wide array, different kinds of fiction, that it enlarges your experience. You can have insight to other people's beliefs, other people's desires, and perhaps experience something through the author's viewpoint, whether it's a fiction or a nonfiction book, that you have never experienced because of where you live or how you grew up. And so when you read more books and you have a greater understanding of other people in the world, it has proven through the study that you have more empathy for others. You care more for the general public, and you have more ability to understand and converse with people, and that's how it increases your social skills. All right, the last thing that I want to talk about is, the focus here is, reading and your well-being, but I think we all know that reading can boost your intelligence. Obviously, you go to school and your teachers say, read, 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 read. That's the thing you need to do well in school. But I just want to give you a few quotes. Let's see if I can bring it up here, of some people that credit reading to changing their life. So let's talk about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is one of the most famous investors who became rich from investing in the stock market and other investments, and he is known as a guru in that area. And when you ask him, Warren Buffett says his key to success is reading. He reads at least 500 pages every day. And he considers reading like the same thing as investing your money and getting compound interest. When you read, it's knowledge that builds instead of interest, and you will learn something. Another person that loves reading and who has donated a lot of money to libraries through grants and such is Bill Gates. Of course, he's considered, I don't know if he's still the world's richest man, but he reads the goal of 50 books a year. That's almost one book every week. And he, endeavors to read to increase, his knowledge. And that does, relax him and such. Now, the last one I would talk about, well, there's two more. Elon Musk. Elon Musk, if you're familiar with him, he's an entrepreneur. He's into the rocket business now. And he taught himself to build rockets through reading. So I thought that was quite interesting. But back to the emotional aspects of a book, there's an author, his name is Tony Robbins, who has created, he's, internationally known author who has created or has written a lot of books about self-help, about, improving your life in many different levels. Tony Robbins grew up in a very bad childhood situation where he had an alcoholic mother, who was married several times, and every father that he encountered was abusive. So he personally accredits to books to saving his life and making him who he is today. So literally, Tony Robbins can say books saved him. So you think, okay, books, how can I get books? Well, obviously the library, we have a lot of books and we joined a consortium. So we have over 1 million books available to you that can be delivered right to the library, whether you go to the Logan branch or you go to the Laurelville branch. And then of course I mentioned the online books, and that even adds more availability of books to you. They cost you nothing. All you need to do to get a library card is come to the library, have a photo ID with your current address on it, or if it doesn't have your current address, just an official piece of mail, and we can get you a library card. All right. Make up your mind to read every day. I know that life is busy, and some days I think I don't have time to read, but I just sit down and I choose a quiet time every day and I read. And, even if it's only 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes, treat yourself to reading. I think you'll find that your stress will reduce and that you will really, really, find peace and more joy in your life through reading, especially if you read things that promote well-being. And you read certain either fiction or nonfiction that makes you feel good, that makes you feel better. So one other thing I wanted to go back and mention, that there is a catchphrase today called mindfulness, and life is so busy and electronics that I think, and the word mindfulness is something that you hear all the time. And mindfulness actually refers to a technique. It's almost like not reading, what's the word I want? Mindfulness is just stopping what you're doing and thinking, and deliberately, instead of thinking about a whole bunch of things at once. It means practicing mindfulness means you're aware of who you are, you push bad stuff out, you get rid of regrets and worries, and you just focus on the here and now. Like, for example, I'm sitting in my office right now and I can hear the hum of the furnace upstairs, and I can hear it's kind of quiet here because I have my door closed, and I don't use fluorescent lights, so I have a nice glow of light. So I'm being mindful of what's in the office around me. That's one way to practice mindfulness. But books can also give you the practice of mindfulness, because you are focusing on that one item. You are focusing on a book, and that is enlightening and anchoring your thoughts in the moment. And mindfulness is a therapeutic way of combating depression. So it is a tool, and in fact, a lot of counselors use practicing mindfulness techniques. Excuse me, and reading is one of those that I highly suggest. Of course, I'm not a doctor, I'm a librarian. I will always prescribe reading to you. All right, I want to show you a few things online. I want to show you the Ohio Digital Library. Well, first, I'm going to read a couple of books to you, and I'll show you the results. So I have checked out 2 children's books from the Ohio Digital Library. Whether you're a child or an adult, these books are beautiful, and these books address some things that I think are important no matter what your age. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and I'm going to bring up a book. This book is called Stick and Stone. This book emphasizes the importance of being around people. We know that it's been so difficult during this pandemic to sorry about that. My throat's getting dry from talking. Okay. We know that during this pandemic, we can't spend as much time with some of our family and some of our friends. That's really been rough. And it has been increasing depression in some folks. But, one thing is you can find friends in books. I know that they're fictional, but reading a book and reading about other places and other things does make you feel better. It helps ease the way life is right now. And it, gives you comfort that, someday life will, we'll be able to spend time together without wearing our masks and not have to worry about things like that. And books remind us of that. So this is Stick and Stone. Oh, if I can get it to turn. Here we go. Stick, stone. Stick is lonely, rock is alone. A 0, a 1. Alone is no fun. Stick, stone. Along comes a pine cone. Makes fun of stone. Won't leave him alone. Vanish, says Stick. His word does the trick. Stone whispers, gee, you stuck up for me. That's what sticks do. Friends do it too. Stick, stone, no longer alone. Stick, stone, a friendship has grown. They wander, explore, lazy by the shore. Then thunder and rain, a loud hurricane. Stick is windblown, there goes pine cone. Hold on, calls out Stone. Again, he's alone. Searching all day, Stick, Stick, and searching all night, no Stick in sight. What's this? A huge puddle, and Stick is stuck in the muddle. Stone rescues him quick. Cowabunga, kersplash. You rock, Stone, says Stick. Ha ha. That's just what stones do. Best friendships rock too. Stick, stone, together again. Stick, stone, a perfect 10. See the 10? 1 and 0. I thought that was the cutest book for anybody of any age that, having friends, whether we can be with them or reach out and Zoom with them or call them friends, help make things really, really great. All right, I'm going to escape out of this and show you. All right, this is a Kindle app that I've downloaded on my computer. There's 2 different ways you could read books from the Ohio Digital Library. You can check out the book and export it to your Kindle. Now, if you have to have a Kindle and an Amazon account. And what happens when you check out the book and you say download to Kindle, it takes you to your Amazon account. And then you say send it to what device, and it's free. It even goes through like a one-click checkout. So all these books right here, I have reserved on the Ohio Digital Library. And actually, some of these are expired. I haven't deleted them. You can check out 10 books at a time at the Ohio Digital Library. The other book that I want to read to you is Water Can Be. Now, this book is a poetry book. Now, if you're like me, I like poetry. I'm not a lover of poetry. I don't seek poetry all the time, but poetry is actually another scientific evidence of that is a type of reading that can make you feel better. There's something with the way the poetry has rhythm and motion, the alliteration, that stimulates the cognitive brain and makes you feel better. So I picked out a children's book that is a rhyming poem called Water Can Be. So let me enlarge it for you here. Water can be. Water, oh, by the way, the illustrations here are beautiful in this one too. Water is water. It's puddle pond sea. When springtime comes splashing, the water flows free. Water can be a tadpole hatcher, picture catcher, otter feeder, downhill speeder, garden soaker, valley cloaker, thirst quencher, kid drencher, drink cooler, rainbow jeweler, homemaker, ship breaker. Water is water, it's fog, frost, and sea. When autumn comes chasing, water can be a cloud fluffer, fire snuffer, school drinker. Oops, my picture's in the way. I can't read the words on this one. I gotta move my picture here. Bruise shrinker, salmon highway, eagle flyway, storm creator, decorator, woodchuck warmer, snowman former. Water is water. It's ice, snow, and sea. Now go and discover what else it can be. And this book has a lot more information at the end that you can share with older kids and adults, more about water and how water helps the different creatures and how the valley cloaker was fog and how fog, water can turn into vapor and become fog. So I hope you enjoyed those books. I'm going to share one more thing with you, and hopefully I have time to do this. I haven't been a good keeper of the time. So I want to share my screen, and I want to show you the Ohio Digital Library. Here we go. Okay, so right now I'm in the Ohio Digital Library account, and actually I'm on the kids collection because I was looking at kids books. Now, like I said before, there's different ways, the Ohio Digital Library is through a company called Rakuten, and they have a product that they actually didn't create it. They purchased it called Overdrive. So I know if you have experienced this in the past, Overdrive is an application or an app that you can download on things, but they created a new app called Libby. Now, I can't demonstrate Libby right now, but I have Libby downloaded on my telephone and my cell phone, I should say. And I use it, I actually read on it. I can listen to audiobooks on it in my car, and I use it to maintain my library account. You can also use the Ohio Digital Library online. So here I'm looking at the library's account, and you can search for books. So I'm going to search, I mentioned the author Tony Robbins. So I'm going to see, oh, look, he popped up on the list, and there's Tony Robbins. And Grins and Loose, oh, that is a different language. That's interesting. I'm going to click see all. All right, so nope, there's not very many Tony Robbins books in here. That's interesting. A lot of the collections in Ohio Digital Library are fiction, the larger collection. So what if I say an author that's really popular, like James Patterson? All right, now you can see all the results of James Patterson. And yes, James Patterson writes kids books. I can filter over here. I can say I only want books that are available now, and I only want ebooks that are available on Kindle, because some books are not available on Kindle. Not all books are available on Kindle, but most books are. So if I say Kindle book, you can see here that the books that are available to download are mostly the James Patterson books that are written for middle schoolers and younger kids. So when I choose a book, I can click on it. I can look inside. I can even read a sample before I check it out. When you read a sample, you send it to Kindle or read it on your Libby app. And then you can see more details. You can see reviews, how people liked it. So this is just like an online library. And again, it's a digital library because it only has ebooks and e-audio books. Well, I am so glad and thrilled that the Hocking Valley Community Hospital, Latricia, asked me to present today. And if you have any questions, please call the library, 385-2348. We are open 7 days a week now, and please come and visit us. Don't forget your mask though. Take care and have a wonderful day.